Hi, this is Belinda from Belinda's Book Nook, and I am here to talk to you about my Springathon book options. Okay, I'm not even going to call it a TBR because if you watched my last video, you know I have some catching up to do from April that is definitely going to affect my May reading, along with my little furry friend that has joined the family. So, but I'm going to talk to you about some of the books that I was thinking about, and if I don't read them during the spring, I'm hoping maybe in the summer I'll get to them, because they're still like, I kind of, you know, I can't remember what the rules are for Springathon in terms of the type of books, and I haven't been online to know if there's some challenges, so I will look those up after I make this video, and I will make modifications, or, you know, I'll let you know when I do see that. But like I said, my time is kind of limited, so I haven't been on BookTube. But one of the things that I love about Springathon is watching videos so I can add. So like, for example, last year, this is kind of like what I did in my journal. Like, I would just add all the books I really loved that I saw people talking about, but I thought it would be really interesting. And I think 3 of them I read last year. So I got some really great recommendations, and it's really nice to kind of see that. So that's why I wanted to do this video today, because there might be some books that I mentioned that you might want to add to your list, whether you read it during Springathon or anytime during the year. But I tend to define those books as books that talk about nature and climate and animals and things like that. So that's where that's how I lean for it. So for my May potential options for Springathon, I'm still tired. Okay, this puppy. I only have 3 because I'm probably only going to read 1, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. Oh, look at matches so lovely. This one matches so lovely with my journal. And so I'm going to just tell you about those. So the first one I have, and I had another one too that I got, that might be able to go to my 90-day challenge. This one is No One is Too Small to Make a Difference by Greta Thunberg. And I don't know if you've seen her. She's a Swedish girl that made headlines. I think it was it 2018, when she started a protest regarding the climate crisis. And, you know, I think she goes to prove, you know, there's that voice that comes in our head whenever we watch something about something that's an injustice or something. We always are like, oh, I want to get involved. I want to do this. And then there's that little voice that talks in your head and it's like, you can't do that. You don't have the time, or you don't have the resources, or you don't know this, or you da-da-da. And all of those things speak in your head. And then meanwhile, you know, life and the world are going on and we're not being able to do things. I think that this is a great book. I'm hoping that my son will read this too this summer, but to show that how it doesn't matter how old you are and who you are, that you can make a difference. And she's made a profound difference since then. And I look forward to reading this about her. So this is a very tiny book. It was from my shelf. It will be a 90-day one, I think. I'll have to check the dates. And it also will be off of, this one was on, I think, my cart. So I will get a double checks, right? So there's that one. This next one, I couldn't wait to get it. It is so beautiful, and I am excited. And I had to really be patient and not pick it up when I bought it, because I knew that I wanted to wait until Springathon. So this one is called A Big Picture by Vanessa Nakate. It could be Nakates, but I think it's Nakate. And it's my fight to bring a new African voice to the climate crisis. And look at the cover. Let's just enjoy that for a minute. Just take a look, okay? Yeah, beautiful, right? Beautiful. Beautiful. And then beautiful colors leading in the back. And ironically, I didn't even notice this. Greta did make a blurb in the back here. She said, in this moment of intersecting crises, Vanessa Nakate continues to teach a most critical lesson. She reminds us that while we may all be in the same storm, we are not all in the same boat. I love that. So I am excited, and this is a picture of the author, so you can see her even better. On the front, you can't that well. Hopefully, you can see her. This book came out last year. I had heard about it. I forgot how. When I was like, oh, I want to feel. I feel like I've heard about it on NPR, but maybe I'm not correct. I was like, I want to read this one because there's another book I picked in the past, and I never got to it. Let me see if I can find it on that list. That this reminds me of, because, you know, whenever we talk about the climate, no, not this book. When we talk about the climate crisis, when we talk about anything to do with the environment, you know, environmentalism, it seems that Black and brown faces are missing from that platform in the visual sense, at least in terms of where the camera points, right? And yeah, here's the book. This is a book I still want to read, and I think it's going to be a really important one. And it's called Black Faces, White Spaces by Carolyn Finney. And that book was about how, you know, that there are, like national parks and things like that, there's predominantly white people that are visiting them. Why is that? But then there's also that you look at these nature magazines or environmental magazines, and there are only mostly white faces on those. Why is that? And she challenges that, and she challenges that there are people, Black and brown, that are working towards these, you know, in working on these crises, but they're just not being highlighted and spotlighted or thought of as an authority in those areas and spaces. So that's where I feel this book is going to come in as an important one, because it's a voice that's always not in the spotlight. And so I'm really looking forward to reading about her. Now, this one and about the issues that she's talking about. Let me see if there's anything else I can tell you about this one too. Okay, so it's her memoir, and also they call it her manifesto, right? And I'm looking forward to reading it. It's just, if you get a chance, pick it up. I can tell it's going to be great, even without reading it, because you know, it's perspective. Sometimes we lose sight of all the facets, the many facets and perspectives that are involved, that are impacted. And so it's very easy to kind of overlook those things. And she's putting a spotlight on it. So this other book I don't own, but this one is called The Intersectional Environmentalism. And I'm sorry. You know what? I'm just going to say, for the next month and a half while we're getting this dog potty trained, you got to just bear with me, because I am just fumbling on words. This is also what's making me read like a lot less too, because I'm tired. Like right now, again, here comes the yawn. I could take a nap, you know, and that's not me. You know me, I'm like busting up with energy whenever I'm talking to you guys, because I'm just like excited about talking about books, and the excitement is in there. It's just, you know, it's surrounded by the need to sleep. So this other book that I found online, that's an ebook that I'm going to probably read through the library, I think would be a companion book to this book, A Big Picture, okay? And it's called The Intersectional Environmentalist by, hold on right now. Let me see. I will give you the name. You know what's so stinky is sometimes I get on here and here it is, right? I think it's in my Libby. I think I found it on Libby. That's how I found the book. Yeah, it is by Leah Thomas. Okay, I had to go all the way in there just to find that. And it says, how to dismantle. Oh my God, I can't even read it because it's really so tiny. Oh, hold on. Let's see if we can get it. The title here. Here we go. How to dismantle systems of oppression to protect people, protect people and planet, right? Okay, so let me show you the cover. It's kind of nice. I don't know if you can see it. This is the cover on the ebook. I always move it because I don't know if you guys get a glare and you can't see it. That's the book. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit about it and why I think that one would be a great companion to this one. If I could read these two together, I would be super happy. All right, so it says, okay, what? Okay. I went to a totally other book. I'm like, that's not the book. That's not the book. We don't have time. We're online. I mean, we're on the air. Okay. It's an introduction to the intersection between environmentalism, racism, and privilege, and an acknowledgement of the fundamental truth that we cannot save the planet without uplifting the voices of its people, especially those often unheard. Written by Leah Thomas, a prominent voice in the field and the activist who coined the term intersectional environmentalism. This book is simultaneously a call to action, a guide to instigating change for all, and a pledge to work towards the empowerment of all people and the betterment of the planet. Awesome, right? What I love about this book, right? Let me see if I can go back to the other thing. What I really love about this book is that if you go to the table of contents, which we're trying to right here, I'm taking forever. Okay. So in the beginning, like chapter 1 is intersectional theory, feminism, and intersectional environmentalism, right? And she goes on. And then 2 is environmental justice, a wider lens. 3 is unpacking privilege. 4 is who's affected, the reality for BIPOC communities. And chapter 5 is people and planet. And then like she rounds it out with the thing that I love the most in books. She doesn't present you with all this and say, bye, see you on your way, figure it out. She has a section here called Toolkit, okay? And because we're on this lovely thing, we can click it and it'll go to that section. In the toolkit, she lists other resources that you can do to deepen your understanding and participation. She has in here list of a podcast. And who else does she list but this particular girl as well? Young lady, sorry. As well regarding, she says, Vanessa Nakate, the climate justice activist and founder of the Rise Up Movement, Uganda. So how cool was that? So, hello, she's already telling me to read it. So these two go great together. But it goes on and she has this several pages of, on things, on being inclusive of disability representation. These are some of the titles in that toolkit. On how students can get involved in climate work. On using privilege to advocate for people and the planet. On supporting a more inclusive outdoors industry, like the other book I was talking about. And equity in nature. And she's probably referring to that lady that I read that book, the other book that I was mentioning to you. On keeping the focus on climate optimism and solutions. On effectively sharing information with my community through education. On how BIPOC and marginalized communities are tied to environmentalism. And it goes on. What? First of all, let me just tell you, I will be buying this book. And I'm debating on whether I will get it in physical form, like I did this one, or digital form. Because what I am loving is being able to hyperlink to different sections in the book here. And I can take notes. So I may end up just buying this after I read it to keep as a great reference. I love books that have references to other things. And I love books that I can come back to, that there's still lessons that I can learn or refresh and remind myself. But I'm still like scrolling, right? And she's listing, when she says toolkit, okay, she means a real toolkit. You'll walk away from that book with real resources. And I love that. So I am super excited. And the other reason why I'll probably have to buy this is because I think it's only 14 days. And let's all just face it, I did tell you about the other books I want to be reading. And so I probably won't get it done in that time frame and it'll get returned and I'll be very angry. So I will probably use some credit and see if I can buy the ebook. I think that I might want to do it that way. And then I will, because I do want to grow a library for environmental issues and things, books that I read about climate, etc. But I think that I also have to recognize we just clean those bookshelves and we have limited space. So I may have to just hold that. So those are the 3 books, because I'm going to keep talking. Look at this. It's got like threads on it. Those are the 3 books that I'm thinking of for Springathon. So, you know, join everybody join in and read at least 1 book, because I think it's really a great opportunity. I know that there were some great ones that I took down last year. Oh, if I had the time right now, that I would read them, because they're so lovely in terms of, here it is, Springathon. Like one of the ones, another one I wanted to read was, where is it? The Reason for Flowers by Stephen Buckman. What It's Like to Be a Bird by David Allen Sibley was another one. This one sounded really great too. The Home Place, Memoirs, no. Oh my gosh, am I writing? It's either Memoir or Memories of a Colored Man's Love Affair with Nature by J. Drew Lanham. That one really sounded interesting to me. Last year, remember, I did Bicycling with Butterflies. That was great. Oh, another one that's on here too is Beer, Wine, Chocolate by Simran Sethi. But yeah, I love this. I want to continue growing this because I think that there's some wonderful books, you know, nature books that are out there that we can explore, and there's always a lesson that ties back to humanity in general. So, you know, it's not like you're just reading about, you know, like I did one on the octopus one year, and you just learn more about yourself through nature. So it's definitely fun. So let me know if you guys are reading anything for Springathon. I am going to give it my best shot to get at least 1 of those 3 done. But I definitely am going to read all 3 of those this year. They are on a must read for this year. So, but let me know if you guys are reading anything and what you're reading. And I will talk to you very soon.